One of the things I see people talk about a lot is the fear of getting negative comments on their YouTube videos. And I think that is part of the risk. Is that fair to say? The risk that you get when you assume when you start a YouTube channel. But that's only part of it. So I want to talk a little bit about in this video about the good side and the bad side of YouTube comments. Now, you can choose to disable comments on your videos unless you're a kids only channel, and there's something called COPPA. Basically, it was something enacted a few years ago that if you have content that is made for kids, comments are automatically turned off. It is a thing, so that's something to know, especially when you go into your settings, if you want to click that or not, if your content is made for kids. Even let's just say you don't want comments on your videos. Now, it's a personal choice. I love the comments. As my channels continue to grow, I get a lot more comments, which is really cool. The problem I have is I like to respond to every comment. I mean, I really want to. I'm not a big Gary Vee fan, but something Gary Vee once said, and I this has stuck with me, is that, and he was even talking to huge mega channels that, when somebody takes the time to comment, the least you can do is respond. And that's always stuck with me. I get the level of response now that sometimes it's just hard to keep up with. I mean, it's almost kind of like I started saying full-time job. It's not a full-time job. I know of some channels that outsource to moderators and things like that, which is completely different when you're doing a live show and there's a lot of live comments coming in just crazy fast. When I was doing live streams for StreamYard, we had a moderator to a degree because they were just coming in so fast, but even though we responded to them a lot, I respond to my own comments. So anytime you leave a comment on this channel, on a video rather, on this channel, if there's a heart, that's me. If there's a comment, that's me. I'm not, there's no bots or anything doing that. It's me. When I log on and I see so many comments, it's like, okay, how can I do this in a way where I can react to those comments? And as you get more and more, it can become more of a challenge. Now, the good thing to comments on YouTube is just, I know I've personally been blown away at what people are sharing, maybe what you have shared in a comment. And I mean, folks have shared like deep struggles and what they're going through and just their real life experience, maybe in trying to create videos or balancing a job and family and trying to create as well. And people have also shared their wins, and things like that. And that is so stinking cool. Again, that to me is a great, I don't want to say metric of success, but it's also just, it's also fun to see people sharing that, because I think for me, that's when I know that the content is reaching on a deeper level other than just how to do something. Those videos are good too, but I think when you can have that deeper connection, it's just, and I'll tell you something else is really cool, is when people shout out where they're from. Look, I know this is the World Wide Web, and I know you can reach people around the World Wide Web, but it still, to this day, blows my mind when somebody comments and they say that they're from another country or someplace I've never even heard of, and that is so cool. So that's the cool side. It reminds you the power of video, and even YouTube to that extent, that you can reach people around the world that you may never meet in person and never knew before they left that comment. And something else that's really touched me a lot is when somebody says that something I've done has encouraged them to start. I just don't take stuff like that lightly. Encouragement is one of my gifts. I have something on my wall over there. It's kind of hard to see only that way. It's way over there. It's a little out of focus. I'm not even pointing the right way. Anyways, behind me. And it's a list of my gifts on the wall. Encouragement's one of them. I like to encourage people, especially encourage people over 40 to do video. And I share that to say, because I know there's some folks that are afraid to put themselves out there because they don't feel like they have anything to say or anything to share. You never know. You never know who you can impact until you do. If that makes sense. It's just really cool. Now let's talk about the bad side of the comments, the negative comments. Look, I don't mind critiques at all. I mean, I've got my way of doing things. There's people out there that are better than me, and that's okay. And I may give advice that you don't agree with, and that's okay too. So I don't mind critical comments, and I can learn from those too. Somebody will point something out. It's like, oh, okay. Like, for example, I've heard many people talk about my Inspire poster over there, even though I think I said in a video that I don't like the word inspire because I don't feel like I inspire people. And I haven't. I've heard you. I'm not. I like the sign. When those comments cross a line and they're just negative to be negative. Now, the reality of it is, I don't know what people are going through. I do feel like a lot of the negative comments are coming from people that haven't posted a video, because sometimes I do check out your channels, haven't posted a video, haven't even started. So it feels like sometimes people are just on here just to grind and knock down and rag on other people. It's sad, but I can't control that. I can't control that. I don't know what somebody's going through. There are people that just love to tear people down. And I just, do those comments sting at times? Yeah, they can. But I choose not to dwell there and think about it and let that even define me. I've said this before, God defines me. Nobody else does. If it crosses a line and you have to decide what those lines are, you can delete the comment, which I've done before. There was a comment one day that really took me to task on one of my videos, point by point. The reason I ended up deleting the video, that comment rather, not the video, that comment, is because what the person was offering in rebuttal was actually wrong advice. I mean, wrong as in went against what YouTube even says do. And I thought, to leave that comment there just is more confusing than not. I typically only delete comments if they cross a line. Somebody called me something the other day. It's language I don't use. And I thought, yeah, sorry, I deleted the comment. Now, there's even a step more you can do. If somebody is abusive, and there's lines that I just have, if they're abusive toward me or they're abusive toward other people commenting, I will block them. Actually, I think it's called hide the user on YouTube. And basically, their comments will never show up again. Now, I'm not totally sure if it blocks them. I don't know that they know that. It's kind of like, if you want to get back at somebody, I'm not suggesting that. I just decide that this person has become so toxic toward me or somebody else, I'm just going to hide them from the channel. And that's the downside of it. Is it going to come? Yeah, it could. It could. I, though, believe that far more people are encouraging and just sharing than the negative. But just know if it happens, you've got some alternatives of a way to deal with it. But overall, for me, there's such a diversity in the comments. There's just a diversity in where people are from in their creative journey, in their life, especially now since I talk mainly to people over 40. And there's even people under 40 leaving comments. And I'm like, that's cool too. I joke, we'll leave the light on for you. There's that diversity in countries and in backgrounds and stuff like that I would never know if I hadn't produced videos to put out there so people might want to connect through the comments. So I hope this helps you as you're navigating with comments on your channel, and maybe you haven't started yet. There's some videos I've done that help you with that, but just know it may come, but for me, there's just as much good as there is the bad. So hope this helps you in any way. I'm Kevin. Thank you so much for watching.